What do you know? We got an EU trade deal. What do you know? 15% tariff. Oh gosh, it's going to bring in a lot of revenue for the United States. Gosh darn it. What can we do with that revenue? I mean, there might be some really cool things that we could do with the revenue. I mean, Donald Trump is already talking about it. For example, he said maybe rebates are a possibility. Maybe we can pay some debt down. I mean, you guys should be all over this. You should be applauding this. This should be like one of your issues, but you keep losing because you don't understand one basic human nature. You have only to look at the Sydney Sweeney uproar to see that. We'll get to that in a second. Or just the fact that you got to actually look out for the people that are your constituents, for goodness sakes. Trump gets this.
Do you think there's the possibility of a rebate?
The reporter is asking, is there a possibility of a rebate?
We're thinking about that, actually. We have so much money coming in. We're thinking about a little rebate, but the big thing we want to do is pay down debt. So we're thinking about a rebate. That's a very good question.
He's like, hey, you just made news, buddy boy, because that's actually a very good question. What do we do with all this money that's coming in? You get $750 billion that's going to be going to the energy industry. You get another $600 billion that's coming in as investment. And then you get the 15% that you're going to be collecting off the tariffs. So do you do a rebate? I'm sure he'd like that. Do you pay off some debt? What about this? I'm going to just throw it out there because Social Security, coming up on 90 years, 90th birthday of Social Security happening this August. Maybe the answer is you actually start looking at maybe some reform there. Maybe you can put some money into the Social Security pot. I don't know. But this is an opportunity now because we've got somebody who's actually creative about this stuff in the Oval Office to tackle some of these big issues. And believe me, he wants to tackle them. Unlike most presidents, unlike the Bidens of the world, he's rolling up his sleeves. He's ready, willing, and able. I asked, actually, one of the senior people over at AARP, which I'm old enough to join now, this very issue about Social Security because it's running out of money relatively soon. And quickly, I just want you to hear his answer. You can listen to the whole interview. We're going to put it up later, but I just want you to think about how this president is thinking about things differently. Listen.
By 2034, Congress needs to act. If they don't act by 2034, then unfortunately those on Social Security will only be able to receive about 80% of the current benefits that they receive.
It seems like Donald Trump wants to fix a lot of problems. He's out, cheering the recent deal that he did with the EU. He's talking about even the possibility of rebates. I wonder if some of this revenue that we're getting from these tariffs could be put to use in terms of perhaps dealing with some of the structural Social Security problems?
That I don't know the answer to, but I would say that anytime you can get creative with some revenue to help with the shortfall is greatly appreciated by us. And so how it gets done really is up to both members of Congress and the Senate and President Trump. I would say that President Trump really understands and has championed Social Security over the past several years as well. I mean, he's a different kind of Republican. There's no doubt about that. Mm-hmm. He has promised to preserve and protect it for future generations. And so we're hopeful that, maybe we can do something and get it fixed for the long run under his leadership as we move.
Well, it would be another feather in his cap. It certainly would be, right? And if there was anybody that was really going to try and tackle this, it would be him. If you're interested in kind of contributing to the conversation and thinking through some of the ways that we can do this, I encourage you, one, to listen to the entire interview with John. It'll be going up later on the channel today. And then go over to aarp.org. We earned it because, you know what? This has to get fixed. It just has to get fixed. I'm telling you. And I actually think Donald Trump could take it on. But, he's got a lot of good stuff going on. You got all this trade stuff going on. You get the $750 billion in energy deals. Lots of good stuff to be excited about, right? And I'm looking at the markets, I'm looking at the reaction, and I think there's a lot of reason for people to feel really optimistic. And so I'm just excited about that. I'm excited about the future. I've said to you before, make sure you go to Invest in MAGA, investinmaga.com. It's a site that we put together, Rob and I over at 76 Research, for some ideas on just what's great out there right now. Quick word from one of our sponsors, Balance of Nature. I'm over here in Ireland, right? And everything everything's like super, super healthy. And they don't put all the bad stuff into things like red dye and all the fillers and all that. You know, in fact, the Kit Kats, I got to just say, the Kit Kats are awesome. I'm like, why doesn't the chocolate taste waxy? Oh, because they don't have all those bad ingredients. Well, you know who else doesn't have all those bad ingredients into the vitamin products that they put out? Balance of Nature. I encourage you guys to go over and take a look at Balance of Nature today and make sure you use my code word. You're helping the show. You're helping yourself. You get 35% off. 35% off, you guys, for Balance of Nature. I take the fruits and veggies, but you can actually, they've got a whole bunch of things, whole bunch of products right there on their site. So it's balanceofnature.com. Use code word Trish, Trish. You know how to spell my name. And take a look. I'm also going to put their number there in the show notes. You can call them 1-800-246-8751, 1-800-246-8751. But free shipping, 35% off, and money back guarantee with the code word Trish.